the final point that I want to mention is that I am schnasty with it. So everybody, we are here in 2022, and for those who didn't see my video, click up there in the corner. Okay, that way, over there. YouTube says hi, by the way, Andy. So, we are gonna go over kind of like the ins and outs of what's gonna go on with the channel from that video if you watched it, and we have a bit of stuff to talk about. I kind of alluded to it in that video. We're gonna go for like the more in-depth side of what I'm doing for my content this year. This is the main content of the day. It is the 2022 content roadmap done by me, as I will kind of go through it for you guys. We're gonna go over like what exactly I'm doing, kind of like the why behind why I'm deciding to change things up for the upcoming year, my focus, my ideas, and what can happen or what we could see happen with this stream and YouTube channel in the months to come. So for those who don't know, if you're watching on YouTube who don't know much about me, I did prepare a little bit of an introduction slide. So quick intro. Don't want to spend too much of your time, but basically my name is Stelios. People call me Stel for short. I've been streaming on Twitch for about a little over a year and a half. I started in March 2020, mostly as a variety streamer. I graduated college. I went to Clemson University, where I graduated with 3 different degrees. I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Marketing, a Communication to Media minor, and a Professional Sales certificate. I actually graduated top 20 of my class as well. And yeah, I started as a variety streamer when I started in March 2020, mostly from interest from other people. I was a podcaster back then too, so I kind of wanted to expand my content toolkit, you know, beyond doing just podcasting long form content. I wanted to like do more short form stuff, have like a stream to kind of like do my other like recreational stuff that I do outside of podcasting. And I kind of just went from there. I did a lot of different stuff to start out with. People who have been here for a while, like chat, know I've done a lot of different things on stream. And ever since about like middle-ish of last year, I hired some video editors. Shout out to Feynman and Zach, one of you who are editing this. Be sure to say hi. And yeah, we now stream 3 to 4 days a week since then. Yeah, post video a week usually, give or take, depending on how productive we are. And yeah, also, I essentially work 3 jobs. So I have a day job that I just work at a Target. Pretty standard stuff, you know, pretty in and out, assistant manager kind of right now. And I also come home and stream as my other job. And I also do a lot of freelance work in esports, which we'll kind of go into more as this slideshow kind of progresses. I'll elaborate more then. Why did I change my focus from variety to what we'll get into? So there are a couple things behind that, as I kind of listed off here. Oversaturation is kind of the first one I wanted to mention. Oversaturation, when you're a variety streamer, is very big, because there are a lot of people who go on Twitch to kind of do whatever it could be. Like, they'll go and play this one game here, they'll do a just chatting focus stream in the next one, they'll do like some kind of special stream after that. It is a very popular and very, what's the word here? I think popular and saturated, I think it's kind of what I described there. Don't need to like kind of think of synonyms there to make things just harder for me and harm my presentation skills. So yeah, it was very hard to kind of like find a way to grow steadily in that kind of field, because most people that you see who grow into more established and well-known creators, they typically have like their own definitive niche. Get used to that word, by the way. It is going to be used a lot in this presentation. So yeah, there's a lot of that. And when you see people like go into it, like you'll see like a bunch of speedrunners kind of have like their own community. You have a lot of different things too, between like this guy will play like this one game for a bit. There's this person doing this, and this here and there. So like people find their own niches, and then they make content around that niche. And over time, whether it's like a very slow and steady growth, and there's also like more growth that can happen like instantaneously, very like big as well. So yeah, that's probably the biggest one was oversaturation. I was very flip-floppy. That basically means I was very back and forth with what I would do. Or I would kind of like do this one thing one day and do like an entire different thing the next day. I think it's pretty prevalent with how I was when I did like, I would just do like a just chatting stream. Yeah, very flip-floppy. As the caption kind of says in the bottom right, kind of represents me whenever I would do like a Tuesday stream, which was supposed to be a Tactics Tuesday stream. People don't know who that was for first-time viewers. That was my business and marketing stream that was approved by H-Rock that I did from like Q2 to like Q4 of last year. And there were most like most weeks I'd say like 50-50. I wouldn't have a concrete plan. So I would like, what I would do then is that I would make a go live notif like related to like the name of the week or whatever we were doing. And then it'd be like the title have like some like kind of play on tactics, and we play like Valheim or something like that. I know there was one definitive stream where I did a bit where I called it Viking Tactics Tuesday, and we just played Valheim for like 5 hours. And then I debated my viewers. Oh, that was it was a good time. But no, I don't want to do that anymore because so Tactics Tuesday is going to be put away. I took her out back, you know, later down, and we said our goodbyes. We'll call it that, right? Yes, that was a big one. Very in and out. That's probably the biggest example that I have. And then there's also like, you know, I would do this one game. Like I think it was pretty prevalent last year after we beat Dragon Quest 11. Like I would do like Breath of the Wild one day. Then we would play something else like a party game together. Then we would do something else. You know, next bit, slight burnout and stress. Yes, slight burnout and stress. That happened a lot. So like towards like November to like early December, I was doing a lot, like both like on and off stream. I had my main streaming schedule. I was working my 40-hour week job, and I also was going to Melee tournaments pretty frequently at that point, like at least like 1 or 2 tournaments, usually 1 tournament like a week. And that usually required a lot of travel, a lot of planning, a lot of like I have to go meet this person, go do this, and you know, it did take up a lot of my time. And it was about around Thanksgiving-ish that I kind of started to hit a wall. And, you know, I did stream for a little bit because some stuff happened at work. And then I also had to think about, like, okay, I have to go do this for Melee. See, it did make things, like, poof. And one of my VIPs, I won't say their name for this sake, was talking to me on Discord about it. And they were like, don't you just feel like you feel like you're working too hard? And that's kind of like where this all kind of came from, too. And I think I thought I was working too hard, doing way too much. I think I need to take a step back, take a breather, and yeah, kind of reassess everything. And that conversation kind of led to, like I said, where we are right now. Talking about why I think it's changing, why I said to like kind of change my thought process behind why we're going to switch things up this year. And the last big one, which kind of is going to segue into kind of the niches, and finally it kind of loops back together, is the passion. Say it with me, chat. Passion. The passion that I have for the niches that we'll kind of go into, I feel like it's very strong. Something that I want to talk about with you guys a lot, whether it's a JRPG we're playing of some kind, or we're going to, or how we're going to go more into this thing today with Melee. We'll do some React content around this game, for example, have a conversation about it, you know, having passion for like how we're getting into the story of a game, all that stuff, and think about the passion that comes from those key moments that we have on stream. CDQ11, CFF7 Remake when we played that on stream. See, like, most of the JRPGs we played. Xenoblade, when we played Xenoblade on stream. A lot of, like, heart gets left on the line, and it brings us those memorable moments. And we want to see more of that. More consistency. More engagement. More interest. More steady viewership. That's what we want to see. And if we address all that, I think we'll have more of a better idea of what we're doing. So, with the next slide, let's get into more of the roadmaps. Yeah, we're gonna go into the first niche now. We'll go into the first niche, kind of go bit by bit, talk a little bit about like the why behind it, talk about why we're doing this, and this with it. So if it wasn't obvious to those who didn't see the video, again, I understand if you didn't, especially if you're a first-time viewer. The first niche that we're gonna go over is one that should not be a shock if you were following like the last like quarter of the year. Super Smash Bros. Melee is one of our key niches now. So the question you guys might be asking specifically, especially if you're a new viewer, is why Melee? You know, it's a game that you don't play a lot on stream, but you talk a lot about it, and you go to all this different stuff. You don't really do gameplay content. So what's going on here? Well, sit down with me. Sit down with me and think about it more from a community standpoint. Think about what goes into a Melee event. Think about what goes into production of Melee events. Think about what the scene does for people. What the scene has done for me is that it allowed me to think about, this is actually like, you know, what kind of made me to what I am today. It's been elaborated on stream before. So it allows me to kind of use my skills that I've already used as a streamer and as a player to kind of give back to the scene. And so there's kind of a little bit more of a brief background check for those who don't know me that well. I've been playing Melee competitively since 2014. I've been going to tournaments since about October of that time. and I've been very in and out with the scene because I was in college not long after I joined the scene. And yeah, I started commentating more in 2016. I'm a commentator more so actively since I think like when tournaments came back last year. And it's been a lot of fun. And I plan to have a good focus on that as well. And when I go to majors such as Genesis, Shine, Super Smash Cut, I'm often a staff member / senior volunteer at the very least, helping run the event in some way, kind of do like the ins and outs of the event, help with setup, all that jazz. People rely on me a lot at events, so I have a good presence around the scene. People who go to events often, like, you know, they might know me, or I'll meet new people. And it's like one of the key things that, you know, keeps me interested in growing in some way. Yeah, I made a lot of friends and people who I feel like talk to me about it, just want to see me, like, you know, just stay involved, you know. And there are Melee creators out there who do a great job. Shout out specifically to Turn Down for Walt, Halsted Melee, those are the big two. Toph, Golden Guardians, PPMD, people like that who kind of just like keep making content like on and on, or I guess on stream, at tournaments, locals, all that stuff. They do a great job. And those are people I'll talk more about later as well. And having be able to go in to this scene and kind of give back, I think is a big thing, and it's a reason why. So let's go into more about what I'm going to do in Melee. Yeah, Melee content, kind of going into more of the coverage. So I've laid out a couple different ideas with what I want to do, like specifically with content-wise. The first big one that I want to work with is super regional / major preview streams. So basically, one of my friends used to do these a lot. I'll call him out. Stock is their tag. Shout out to Stock if you're watching this, whether on YouTube or live right now. He would do these streams where he would do like kind of like seeding breakdown. He'll go through pool by pool, talk about the pool, talk about what could happen in the pool, and like what could happen in the rest of the tournament. Basically, I basically will kind of do a similar idea where I'll break down the event analysis, maybe do a little bit of predictions for the thing. And if the event involves like a live draft of fantasy, I will definitely do like a live draft fantasy on stream with you guys and talk about like my decision making behind it and all that stuff. And then maybe depending on how the event goes, depends on the scale of the event as well, I'll do a post recap and more. So basically how it is, it's like a big pregame. It's like when you see people on ESPN talk about like a football game or a sporting event, kind of break it down, like what's going on, player matchups, all that stuff. So that's it. It's a very esports kind of thing. Yeah, it's like a breakdown of an event. Could be fun. I'll probably do it every Tuesday. So like, let's say like with Genesis, what's today? Today is the 4th. So Genesis starts on 28th. I will do a preview stream on January 25th. That's what I'll do. So January 25th will be the first one for Genesis 8. We'll look at the tournament. We'll break it down, do all the fun stuff, talk about the interesting matchups, look at the Melee pools, all that stuff. Yeah, and we'll focus around Melee. I'm always focused around those pools. If we did ultimately be here for fucking hours on top of what we were doing. That's kind of the idea with that. Also, we'll probably talk about Double Down, Super Smash Con, Shine, majors throughout the year. Let me know. Look into it. That's the first big one. So that's kind of already occurring that will continue. So with this, stuff that will continue, if people know about this already, I will do more vlogs and player interviews. Of course, the key thing here at time of recording when this is happening is that COVID's still a thing. Yep. So I was supposed to go to Genesis 8 later this month. But unfortunately, Omicron has made it a lot harder for me to feel safe to go there. So Big Omi has caused me to pull out of Genesis 8 at time of this going out. So I will not be at Genesis. However, I will still try and provide content of some kind at it, whether it be like the preview stream, maybe like live updates from me during the event. Maybe I'll tweet about it, all that good stuff. Yeah, so like once, let's say in a perfect world, March, things have gotten better. Maybe Omicron's more contained per age. We have no idea what's going to happen with it, to be fair. And things could get better. Events eventually slowly come back. We're back to where we were. Be able to shoot more vlogs and stuff like, you know, Double Down, for example, Smash Con, Shine. I'll be back to be able to doing vlogs at them. I'll be able to talk to more players. I'll go to like a regional here, and I'll sit down with them, have an interview with the Slox video. If you have not seen the Slox video, click the card in the corner over there. Okay, we'll go with that. Considering my camera placement right now, we'll go with that point. The video will be over there if you want to watch it. It's a good interview. Not long. I really liked it. People really liked it too. And yeah, so that stuff will continue. It's already kind of on my channel. There's just not as much of it right now. So we'll definitely be doing more of that, which is good. The next one, this is one I actually thought of like very recently. So people don't know, I mentioned earlier, I am a commentator. And my commentary schedule, I think I want to do at least one tournament a week, because most tournaments right now are online. And I am talking with some people over the next day of what events I can do for commentary. So, and like in a good world, I can do monthly highlight reels of my best ones on the mic. So I have plans, I think, to commentate an event tomorrow. I'm not sure which one. Got to kind of hammer that down with people behind it and let you guys know. And yeah, I will try and do one event a week. And eventually what I'll do is I'll let my editors know, hey, here's some sets that I did that I felt really good about. Edit them down. We'll make a little highlight reel for the month. And yeah, so for those like who watch YouTube content a lot from your streamers, think of it like a best of the month clip compilation, but with melee commentary. That's what it is. And like eventually what could come out of that, kind of like an end goal sort of thing, is that we can make like a commentator reel out of it, like a best of like the quarter or best of like the half year, best of the year compilation, like at the end of a time period. Yep. And continuing on, the first bit is gonna be on Thursday. We'll be doing more melee shorts and TikToks. We have a couple already on the channel. I have a highlight that still has to be posted yet. I just haven't made a thumbnail for it yet. So we'll do more melee shorts. More like the ones where I talk about like why people play melee. I was reacting to Walt's video. Unique shorts made to discuss like current melee headlines. There's actually a really good TikToker that I follow. I'll link them down below. I don't know how you say her name. Where she does like current events. I might do ones around melee, like kind of like, oh, this is happening right now. There's this tournament. Follow these links down below. Simple stuff like that. Talk about big upsets, live events, very kind of like sports-like. Again, like that's the thing with esports. That'll be a big thing with that. React content. We're doing this on Thursday, so we're doing a bit of a melee react stream Thursday. I'm gonna react to at least 1 or 2 videos on Thursday. And we'll kind of talk about them more. I'll edit them down to a video after that with Feynman and Zach. And yeah, react content's gonna be pretty big. I feel like as long as we have like a video or 2 to watch like once a week. That's ideally what I want to do. So what'll happen is that like, I'll sit down at my setup, like, all right, here's this video from Hugs for example today. Let's watch it, talk about it, give my thoughts, the whole spiel. So, but just to recap, React content's gonna be a big thing this year. I want to do a lot of like reaction to videos, talk about like, hey, what are my thoughts? Could lead some kind of cool interaction with the people who made the video, stuff like that. Yeah, and then more melee shorts, whether they're from like, they could be from existing videos, we just trim down into shorts, could be a stream clip of what happens on stream, me talking about something that could make a good short, yada, yada, yada. We've done it before already on the channel, just want to keep it going, you know? All right, melee out of the way. The next big niche that this channel has known since the beginning, really. The good old, tired and true JRPG content. This is like kind of the highlight of my stream and its life so far. I've been a JRPG streamer since I started streaming, basically. It's always been a staple of the stream that I play some kind of RPG. My first stream game ever was Paper Mario 64. My favorite game of all time. Like this, we've had a lot of fun. Like my favorite game I streamed last year was Dragon Quest XI. That series is still going on YouTube as we speak right now. So the big thing, Stel, have you thought about what games you want to play for JRPGs? So here is a quick list of games that I plan to at least play on stream or try out on stream. Some of them, Dragon Quest will continue, obviously. We're playing DQ8 right now. That will continue, obviously, because that's kind of the main one right now. I also want to play Dragon Quest V and Dragon Quest VII, potentially, if I can get my hands on that. Preferably the 3DS version. Emulation. Wait, what? Sorry. You guys didn't hear that. It was just a cough. So, I'm sorry. I tested negative yesterday. Don't worry about it. I don't have Rona. I tested negative. Don't worry about it. Tested negative. Don't worry. Undertale. Yeah, Deltarune 2. FF5. Yeah, the only FF I have written on here right now. FF5 is a game I've always been interested in, and I do own the remaster that was on Steam last year. I really want to play it. It might be next when we finish DQ8, though there is no confirmation right now. Stay tuned for it. It could be next, but no word there. Chris, this next one, Chris has wanted to play this series for a long time. I remember back in 2020, when I was playing Tony Hawk on stream, Chris gifted me Yakuza 0. I do remember that, and it's still in my PS4 library. Has not been opened once. Aren't I a great friend? Aren't I a great friend, Chris? Man, that's your streamer. That is your streamer, chat. Aren't you guys proud? Next one that could be coming this year. Bug Fables. Paper Mario is my favorite game of all time. The reason I say it is because this game is a lot like Paper Mario. It's a lot like that, so it could be a really fun time. And the last one that's on here, but this could always change, is Secret of Mana, a older game, but I'm really interested in it because I heard a lot about the series. The Mana series is really like well-remembered one from a lot of fans back in the day who grew up with the SNES. And I do own a SNES Classic for those who don't know, so I definitely can play it on that at the very least. So I want to check it out. It looks pretty fun, and I definitely want to give it a shot. And there's a lot more stuff that isn't here that could be played. You know, we could do like other DQ games, a whole new series that I haven't played yet, FF12 maybe. That's a hard maybe though, no confirm there. Shin Megami Tensei 5. Shout out to Shin Megami Tensei 5. We could also do Fire Emblem. I have actually never played FE before, so it could be a good first time experience. It's how well Dragon Quest went after all. So yeah, there's a lot here that could happen. But these are kind of like the big hitters for me right now are these ones. So yeah, there's no definitive order. Aside from DQ8 that we're still playing. But we also could go in FF5 after that. We'll rate the room. Continued. So a lot of the tired and shroom. A lot of stuff we already see for content. Again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we got VODs of sessions that will be in the videos. You guys can see the Dragon Quest stuff over here in the corner. This will continue. Dragon Quest 11, we're like, where are we right now in DQ? And we're at the start of Act 2 right now on YouTube. We still have a lot to go in that series. More YouTube shorts, TikToks per video. So a thing that Feynman and I talked about recently is that we want to take bits out of the video, find the good bits in the video, and then make those into shorts. So like we'll find this good bit from like DQ11, some really cool moment that happened, and we'll trim it down into a short, post it. There you go. These will come out after a couple days after the full video comes out. So what we usually do on a good launch week is that we'll post the video first, wait like 2 or 3 days, then post a short. Then go to the next one. Rinse and repeat. Bada bing, bada boom. People get like the full video and they get like a good moment from it before we go to the next one. Similar to the commentary one, we will do like monthly/quarterly JRPG highlight reels, which will do things like we'll take like a compilation of like the highlights of the month for the game we're playing or from a video. Same idea. So like it says there, like my commentary highlight idea, but for the weebs out there. Anyway, and we'll keep the game-specific tier list like we did that DQ11 one when we beat the game. So character rankings, story moments, like parts of the game, elements of a game, series rankings, even if we get play enough games in the series, for example, and a lot more. Yeah, okay, we got a world premiere. We have a world premiere here, guys. Big reveal. So, this next one is a new idea. So it's actually been brewing with me for a couple of months, I feel like. So this one is going to be a one I really want to work on a lot this year. It is not a Twitch one. It is a YouTube original series. The reveal is a JRPG retrospective series. Yes, so ideally what happens is that for those of you who watch Some Call Me Johnny on YouTube, you know of it as the Johnny Versus series, where Johnny sits down and does a whole retrospective on a game, talks about it, the gameplay, the story, the characters. Depends on the game too, what he's doing, and we'll do that. So we'll do a yoink and twist basically. Yeah, and ideally I'll release 3 or 4 of these minimum in 2022, because these things will take a good amount of time to do, because I have to like sit down and record it for a couple hours, make sure I know what my editors want to edit into it, send them resources, the audio bits, the narration, the gameplay B-roll, the cutscene movies. All it's gonna be a lot of editing. But they will make great video essays on whatever game it is. The first one, which will release probably in Q1 of this year, will be on Dragon Quest 11. Because, you know, it makes sense. It's going to be on YouTube already. May as well do a whole retrospective on it before we go to the next game. So yeah, stay tuned. More on that will come. It's almost going to be off screen. But it is a good, like, YouTube original idea to do when I'm not streaming. That's the big one. I think like Saturday slots when I'm not at a tournament will be good to like record these. But you know, that's for me to figure out. Yeah, that's basically like the main gist of everything. That's all like the content road mapping out of the way. That's like the niches that we're gonna focus on. To recap, it's Melee and it's JRPGs are the main 2. And you might be asking yourself, your lingering question in chat is, what's the end goal, Stel? You have a good plan here. What do you want to get out of it? You want your own clout? You just doing it for fun? Is it all for your own gain, just to flex to your friends around where you live? Well, there's a little bit more to that. And how about we go through both niches once more and talk more about it? So sticking to Melee, back to the Melee side of things. My big goals in Melee for this year, I want to properly, the keyword properly, commentate at a major. So the reason I say proper is because if you watched my SmashCon vlog, you did know that I commentated bracket. However, it wasn't supposed to happen. I love the block, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with the block itself. But, you know, it was very impromptu, happened out of nowhere with little to no prep. So I want to do a more proper block where I actually get to it ahead of time, have time to prepare for it. You know, all that stuff, do a little bit more research, all that good stuff, be more composed, that sort of thing. And the way you go about that is you gotta get that grind set, baby. You gotta grind, baby. Work hard, commentate at your locals, commentate at regionals, build up a reel, get a highlight reel going, send it to people, network, all that good stuff. Then you keep applying. You'll probably get some no's here and there. That's the nature of life sometimes. You know, you'll apply to a major, you'll feel good about it, and you get the hard no. Number 2 kind of goes hand in hand with the first one. It's just kind of just grow my esports career, my networking connections that I have in the scene already, and it'll kind of just like, you know, find other openings by potential careers in esports, grow as a person, grow as a broadcaster, simple stuff. And I saw a Twitter thread about this from Lyric of Wisdom. I'll link the tweet in either the video, I'll flash it up right now, or link it below in the description. Where she talked a lot about what it could be like to kind of grind as a commentator and why it could be hard to go somewhere with it. And the big thing that she mentioned was networking, where you got to know people so they know who to refer to do this, this, and this. There are like these 2 big threads on Twitter about this. I'll link those below. Slime had talked a lot about it, and Lyric talked a lot about it from like the Melee and ult side of things. Want to hear more of like the details of that? Check it out there. Yep. So it's kind of more of a creator side of it, as opposed to the esports side. Eventually, collaborations. These could be a lot of fun. So I already mentioned creators earlier. You know, Alston Melee, who are local to me, considering they're from Alston. Well, they're based in Alston, Mass. They are people I've known for a long time. Shout out to Patty, shout out to Ryan, shout out to Michael, and shout out to Ted Green, of course. They are great creators, great guys, and they do a fantastic job of what they do. And eventually, if it gets to a point where I get to a decent spot, hey, why not try and do a collab? You know, we've known each other for a long time. Maybe go on their podcast, maybe get started in a video. It's a simple one. Another one, I'm gonna be on this one later this year already, which is the bottom of the Smash Mountain podcast. Shout out to Jesse Wall, by the way, for doing a great job with that. I will be on that podcast sometime this year, maybe this month, if I believe so. No confirm yet, but I'm gonna talk to Jesse about it. I will be on that podcast at some point this year, as early as this month, but no set confirmation yet. Jesse, if you're watching this, either comment below what your info is on that, or just message me. Talk more then. And then the other one, this could be a really cool end goal, is maybe eventually, if the attention and demand is there from the competitive side of my base, like a lot of players that watch me and my content for Melee, would they want to start my own little online tournament series? It could be cool. Kind of shows where the community's coming from, having a good time, vibing, gets people on here to talk about Melee, commentate it, yada, 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 as you would do. All right, JRPG related goals. These ones are pretty straightforward, I feel like. You know, nothing like too drastic compared to the Melee ones. The Melee ones also have big career implications on esports. This is more general, content-focused goals. So what I want to do with JRPG stuff on stream, / content-wise, is to create a solid following for JRPG fans on both main platforms. So basically, I want to get to a point where it's kind of like fly-in chat, or, you know, let's get chat on Twitch, where we kind of just like vibe, talk about the game, talk about ourselves, kind of like just like grow as a community and just have a good time. Get to know each other, make friends here. We just have fun playing the game. Just like create a very nice environment for people. Create a fun environment where we just play a JRPG and have fun. Simple as that. And it's similar to the Melee one. Kind of do a better job eventually looking at collaborations with people. I saw someone on Twitter today post about collaborating this year, which could be an idea. They are a RPG-friendly streamer, so it could be kind of cool. Shout out to Bloob if you're watching this. Very nice streamer. Met them recently. And also the other people as well, small, middle-sized creators who are also like this kind of stuff could be good. A lot of networking. We'll call a lot of networking, being active in other communities, meet new people, all that good stuff. Okay, no, conclusion. Yeah, conclusion. We're coming to the end of the slide. So the reason behind my direction changing is mostly because of the passion I have for what I already follow in both Melee and JRPGs, and kind of like a mentioned what I did in the video, where it's kind of like I read the room. I saw how people were interacting with content. I feel like people really wanted to watch my stuff for Melee on YouTube especially, and what I do for JRPGs, because I guess I'll ask my chat this. When you think of my stream, what are the things that you associate me with? Or just content? What do you associate me with when it comes to content? Most of the time, people either say JRPGs or RPGs, and or Melee usually. And the final point that I want to mention is this. The final point that I want to mention is that I am schnasty with it. And I want everyone to write this down. So if you're ever wondering like how you want to go about something, and like why you're qualified to talk about this one thing, or why you feel like good at something, like good at something that you really like, just say this.
There is one thing that I have that these other people don't have, and that is that I'm fucking schnasty with it. And when
You guys ever fucking schnasty with it? Because that's what I feel right now when it comes to what I'm gonna do with my content. I want to be fucking schnasty with it, guys. Make sure you write that down. But you gotta sit down, think about what you want to do, and then you gotta go and be schnasty with it. You know, if you want it, you can go and get it. You know. Yep, that's the end. Thank you guys. Thank you for the presentation. If you like this presentation, be sure to comment below what you're really excited for from the presentation itself, general thoughts, anything else. Also like the video if you haven't already, and also subscribe, please. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, did you know like 80% of my viewers the last like 28 days aren't up to the channel? It's like some crazy stat. But if you like the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys in the next one for whatever we talk about next, whether it be a Melee React video, RPG VOD, all the good stuff. Thank you once more. Catch you guys soon.